Hi everyone, today I will be discussing Bacchae and answering the discussion questions. So the first question was, what was the most memorable part of the play? And I'm actually a big fan of gruesome movies and books, so the most memorable scene to me was Pentheus's death, being torn limb from limb. I really liked the detail that went into the scene. Breaking off bits of meat, then there was screaming everywhere, ribs were stripped, flesh torn away, Pentheus's meat like balls in a game of catch. I just thought that was very memorable, very interesting. The amount of detail that went into the scene, I really enjoyed it. So the second question is, identify 3 major points of tension or conflict in the play. So the first major point of conflict would be Pentheus versus Dionysus, mortality versus immortality. Ultimately, Dionysus is the winner. He is immortal. He is able to escape his imprisonment, whereas Pentheus, tragically, is torn limb from limb. The second point of conflict would be Pentheus versus the Maenads, power versus freedom. The Maenads were ultimately in a trance for the majority of the play, and they refused to follow Pentheus, and this ultimately led to his overall demise. Which also leads into point 3, which is power versus awareness. As I just said, Pentheus likes to be in control. He did not have control over the Maenads, which ultimately led to his overall spiral down to his demise. The third question is, discuss how the Maenads are depicted in the play. To me, they were depicted in a very negative way. They were portrayed as being, well, they were, as I said before, in a trance for the majority of the play. Dionysus took advantage of them, and Pentheus despised them. This goes to show that role of women. Women are seen as sex symbols, having very little freedom. Within the play, I don't know if you guys noticed, but they're not really, the Maenads aren't described from their mental capabilities, or it's mainly about their physical appearance. On page 5, actually, they're just described very sexual in the play. So this shows women were very degraded in ancient times. Page 5, they had wild hair crowned in ivy. Just shows that they served as sex symbols. The fourth question is, what is this play about? Ultimately, this play is centered between the balance of freedom and control. Too much of one side can ultimately lead to a corrupt society, and this definitely portrays today's society. Too much power can lead to negative events. Lots of riots have been occurring, and that I've witnessed on CNN. Freddie Gray, for example. And almost too much control is a bad thing. The government has a lot of control over citizens. Actually, I'm sure you all are familiar with 50 Shades of Grey. It is a movie that was actually blocked in, I believe, France and South Korea. So that's just an example. Final question, what is this play about? Or, sorry, not what is this play? Why is Elvis on the cover? I like this question. Elvis is a very big on drugs, rock and roll, and sex, and so is Dionysus, and I believe that Elvis is supposed to be portraying Dionysus. Dionysus is able to get women as Elvis did, and he is also a master of disguise, which is also representative of Elvis's disguises throughout his time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will be talking to you soon.